For too long, a generation of American leaders has failed to do their job for communities like Flint, Michigan. For too long, we have been left behind, we have been ignored, we have been neglected. Tomorrow, that is going to stop, because when we bring Donald J. Trump back to the White House, we're going to put our citizens first.
Republican Vice President J.D. Vance making one of his final pitches to voters in our community.
Donald Trump's running mate rallied supporters in Flint on the eve of the election. TV5's Zano Mayer has more on his pitch to voters.
This rally here at the Capitol Theater comes just days after a stop in Flint by Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate Tim Walz, and less than 24 hours until polls open here for Election Day.
We're going to get out there tomorrow, Michigan, and vote, every single one of us, 10 times. That's what I want you to do. You're going to take yourself to the polls tomorrow, take 9 of your friends and family with you, and we're going to make Donald J. Trump the next president.
Republican vice presidential nominee Senator J.D. Vance making a last-minute appeal to undecided voters and energizing supporters during a rally at Flint's Capitol Theater Monday.
And I know in the city of Flint and all over this great state, there are a lot of people who are working hard, they're playing by the rules, and they're falling further behind instead of getting further ahead. Wouldn't it be nice to have a president of the United States who made it easier for American citizens who work hard and play by the rules to afford the American dream again?
With less than 24 hours until the polls open for Election Day, Vance taking shots at his opponents, blaming Vice President Kamala Harris and the Biden administration for unemployment rates, high prices, and the border crisis.
We know that Kamala Harris is more of the same. More of the same unaffordable groceries, more of the same unaffordable health care, more of the same wide open southern border, more of the same failed leadership in Washington, D.C.
Vance vowing to unleash American prosperity if former President Donald Trump is elected back into the White House.
But when she attacks Donald J. Trump for wanting to impose tariffs to protect the Michigan auto industry, she's telling you exactly who she's going to fight for. She's going to fight for electric vehicles made in communist China. We're going to fight for Michigan auto workers and all of the middle-class families who depend on those jobs.
His final words to voters:
we're fighting for the parents of children to be able to raise their children in communities that are safe and secure. We're fighting for people to be able to afford groceries. We're fighting for our fellow citizens because they deserve to have an American president that is fit to lead this great nation. And my friends, tomorrow, that's exactly what we're going to give them. God bless you all, Michigan. Thank you. I'll be back soon, but we got to go win this thing.
I spoke with some of the audience members here at the Capitol Theater, and we'll hear from them and some of their thoughts on Vance's words coming up at 6. Reporting live in Flint, Zano Mayer, back to you.
There's a huge difference between what a Kamala Harris presidency will mean: hope, optimism, rolling up our sleeves, and getting the work of the American people done, versus what a Donald Trump presidency will look like.
Congressman Dan Kildee joining leaders in Flint prior to Senator J.D. Vance's visit to the city. Standing alongside Mayor Sheldon Neely and City Council President Liddell Lewis, Kildee is asking for Michigan voters to turn the page on Donald Trump, saying the Republican ticket does not have a plan to make life better for our state.
You'll never hear a plan for the people of our community, for the people of our state, for the people of this country. Maybe a concept of a plan, but he won't talk about his agenda, because he knows that his agenda is not acceptable to the American people. His Project 2025 agenda, he can deny it all he wants.
Congressman Kildee is not up for re-election. Republican Paul Young and Democrat State Senator Kristen McDonald Rivet are running to fill his 8th district seat.